Greetings, travelers, and welcome to the 100th edition of the Tempo Wild Meta Snapshot. This edition comes on the tail of a massive set of nerfs from the 22.2 balance patch, including nerfs to Sorcerer's Apprentice, Raid the Docks, Rapid Fire, and Incanter's Flow, which hit all three of the Tier 1 decks from our last meta report. As you'd expect, the nerfs have had a huge impact on the wild meta, forcing odd Questline Hunter and Ignite Mage out of the meta almost entirely, and as for Pirate Warrior, well, in a strange twist, Pirate Warrior is almost completely unaffected by the nerf to Raid the Docks, and it continues to be the best performing deck at all levels of play. If that seems strange, don't worry, we're scratching our heads over that one too. At any rate, a lot has changed in the past couple of weeks, so come join our wild meta experts as we break it all down. To start, let's talk about the most impactful of the nerfs, specifically Sorcerer's Apprentice and Rapid Fire. The nerf to Sorcerer's Apprentice doubles the cost of one of the most iconic combo enablers in Wild, and it cripples Ignite Mage by slowing it down at least 2 turns. Along with Ignite Mage, combo mage decks of all types are laid to waste by the Apprentice nerf, and that goes double for any APM mage decks that depend on Incanter's Flow as well. As for Odd Hunter, the Rapid Fire nerf looked unassuming at first, but it turned out to be a death knell. Without Rapid Fire, it's much harder for Odd Hunter to complete Defend the Dwarven District in a timely manner, and again, 1 or 2 turns in Wild can mean the difference between a deck that's top tier and a deck that's barely playable. Thanks to the nerfs, both Ignite Mage and Odd Hunter are now barely tier 3, but what about Pirate Warrior? What happened with the nerf to Raid the Docks? Well, as it turns out, requiring only 1 extra pirate to advance the quest line isn't much of a nerf, especially considering that Pirate Warrior is very capable of winning without playing Captain Rokara at all. Altogether, the nerfs have re-sculpted the top tiers of Wild. Pirate Warrior has shrugged off its nerf and still holds its top spot, but now it's joined by Mechathune Warlock, Owl OTK Warlock, and Freeze Shaman. With fewer mages and hunters in the mix, the Wild combo niche is wide open and waiting to be filled. Mechathune Warlock is the early frontrunner to fill that void, but right on its heels is a relative newcomer, Owl OTK Warlock. These decks are very similar, but the Owl version has an edge in speed since it has fewer combo pieces and doesn't need to draw the entire deck in order to win. Freeze Shaman also returns to tier 1 thanks to the absence of Mage and Hunter, which were its weakest matchups back in the old meta. Freeze Shaman simply dominates any board-centric strategy thanks to its defensive tools like Snowfall Guardian and the Firemancer Flurgle and Toxfin combo. This triangle of Warrior, Warlock, and Shaman sets the pace for what's viable in Wild as of today. If you're not playing one of these decks, you'll need to have a plan against them. Beyond tier 1, Wild is still picking up the pieces. A handful of decks have survived all the nerfs and paradigm shifts since United in Stormwind, chief among them Aggro Priest and even Warlock holding their spots in tier 2. In addition to these, there are some decks that players are experimenting with to take advantage of the trends. For example, Quest Rogue is emerging as a potential Warlock and Shaman counter, thanks to its potential to assemble a kill with charge minions from hand. Inner Fire Priest is another deck to watch out for, since it has plenty of tools to crush Pirate Warrior and other aggro decks. The post-nerf meta is still young, so we're likely to see even more powerful new decks emerge as things develop. The Wild meta is far from settled in, with so many changes that we couldn't get them all into one video, so as always, be sure to check out the report on our website for all of the details. And to our readers who have been with us for 100 Wild Meta reports, thank you for being a part of the Tempo Wild Meta Snapshot. We could not have done it without you. Here's to 100 more.